sleeping kitty. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that tail. Wagging. Tail. Kitty. Can you tell that my hair's wet? Can you tell I just got out of the shower? Yeah, so good. Oh god. What a bad thing to do on mic when your hair's wet, but yeah, well, we'll get to it anyways. Put that back so you guys can actually see me. And today we are going to finish off the alot that I was talking about. The annual review notes and moving onwards to Underworld, which I rented, which is over there, actually. That's that game on the right there. You can't see it, but there's a game on there. That's Underworld. Anyways, I haven't played much of it. I played a little bit of it, and then the power went out. So, anyways, that's why the review didn't take a long time. But we're wasting the time. Part 2 of this review is the subjects will be talking about the four corrupted, the warriors of Almond, a couple of the problems with the final forms. We'll talk about the light seeds, what their approach to the stories is. We'll talk about Erica's moves out of combat, and the final boss is can't count the final boss, actually, as a boss, because you don't do anything. But, anyways, moving onwards. The first thing we'll be talking about is the bosses. Those four corrupted, when you destroy one of them, that area of the world is cleansed. And you need to kill all four and heal the whole land before you can go for the final boss. The four bosses would be the warrior, the alchemist, the concubine, and the hunter. You fight these four bosses each in their 4 sections. After you get to each place where you have to heal the land. So it's not like you're fighting different bosses if you're going down one certain path. You learn about each boss through each section. Now, they all have their different strengths. They all have their different points. Like the warrior focuses, of course, on brute force. The hunter works on force. The concubine and the alchemist are more illusion types. They'll work defensively, but still have a good offense if needed. And they each have a different finishing point. Like, the warrior can't be killed, so you have to knock him off the cliff so he falls. The concubine can just be, attacked normally. Same with the alchemist and the hunter, I believe. I should review this game right after I beat it. Now, there are some problems with them. Like, the warrior gets pretty annoying if you don't like button matching segments, because all you do is push, I believe it's X? I don't know. You just push, yeah, you just like X, 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 and then he falls off. You even do that during his final form. Like, the concubine and the alchemist can get somewhat annoying because they defend a lot, especially the alchemist final form, where you're in there's this little circle, and then there's an area of corruption around, meaning you can't get near it, or Erica will have to save you, and if he gets near it, he just dives under it. It gets annoying after having to see that cutscene in a while. And then there's other parts. Well, the concubine, her final form, she has this thing with Erica. Well, she takes the illusion of him, and you think, oh, we just have to fight, kill each one until the real one shows up. No, the thing that makes no sense, and now it's somewhat obvious, and you think you kind of understand what to do, but how you find out which one's the real one, you actually have to jump off the cliff. Oh, jump off the arena for her to save you. And it kind of makes sense, but in the earlier cutscene, she was trapped. She had been trapped, so you think she's still trapped. And by hitting the one, you'll set her free. You have to actually jump off the gating and basically ignoring the other cutscene. That's the kind of moment. Like, actually, I almost had to look for a walkthrough. I didn't actually have to look at a walkthrough off this one. And each principles, I had at least one puzzle I had to check out. Not many more stands at time, but Warrior Within I had to check out puzzle, and same with Two Thrones. They toned down the difficulty for this Tomb Raider. Not Tomb Raider. What the hell? See? I want to play Tomb Raider Underworld. I want to play it. But I can't go to Defense House after this review. They toned down the difficulty for this Prince of Persia. Even the puzzles are just a bunch of guessing games, and then you'll pass it. That's how you do it, basically. Now, moving on to what the light seeds do. The light seeds are, basically, these things that Elka needs to be able to get her powers from these plates. She gets enough power and she'll learn a move that corresponds to the plate that can then be used in the environment to get places. You need, I think it's 540 throughout the entire game, and that could be easily done just by exploring. They're pretty obvious, you just have to go through the now healed world. Speaking of plates, we're now going to talk about Elka's moves outside of combat. She has these 4 moves. You can use these 4 plates: red, yellow, green, and blue. I can't tell you which ones they are, but it's the grapple, and the blue is like this grapple. Actually, I can't tell you which ones they are. This grapple move where you grapple across an area. Green, you actually take control and run around walls, or run on top of walls. Yellow has this flying move where you just fly to the next plate or next area, and red is this rebound where you just jump. They can either be used together depending on what the setting calls for, or they can be used separately to just get to other areas. Problems I had with the green one, well, actually, there weren't any problems with the green one. Some of the other parts could be annoying, like you did get screwed over. And yellow had this, like, the one bad thing about the flying one, the yellow one, is you get screwed over at times because you don't know if you're gonna make it if you go left. You don't know if you're gonna make it till you go right, up or down, until the very last second, and then you're kind of screwed because if you hit something in either one of these, you have to restart the section, and it's kind of annoying when you're going through a flying section not knowing which way to go, and then you have to redo it, whether it was like green, red, blah blah blah, you know. Quickly going out of time now, we will now talk about the final boss, the final battle, and the final cliffhanger, blah 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 blah. We have 2 minutes to do this. The final boss, you can kind of count the final boss as Almon, Elamon, how the fuck you say his name, being the god of darkness and all. But the one bad thing about this, it's kind of like the Dahaka from Warrior Within. You don't actually fight him, you just run around the area using the heal spots, watching out for his corruption until you kill him. That's it. So if you want to be truthful, in the final boss who you fight would actually be the father who has now become a corrupted, the Morning King. And he's as easy as when you fought him the first few times. There is nothing different about him. So he has the different corrupted forms now. Like the corrupted learn different forms. Like you can only attack him with grapple, or you can only attack him with acrobatics, or Elka's move, or sword faster. Still, he learns those, but he's still easy as hell. There was actually no difficulty in fighting him. And then when you have to fight Elman, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. And then it's nothing. So I have 1 minute to tell you the ending. You kill Elman, like basically, and then you find out Elka is gonna die because she gives her life force to basically put the seal back on. The prince, doing the exact same thing the father did, breaks the seal, completely freeing Alaman, saving Elika. The world's completely corrupted, and the game ends. Well, the area's completely corrupted, and the game ends with them walking off in a sandstorm, and you see Alaman in the sandstorm. And of course, there's a sequel because the achievement actually at the end of the game is called "To Be Continued," and it says this. You have completed the adventure, the story has just begun, or something like that. So, we're at 10:43. I'm sorry this part was rushed to hell. I would do a third part, but I have to go. So, I am Ryu Kusakura. I hope you enjoyed this. And here's hoping for Prince of Persia 2 to come out sometime soon. See you guys.